Okay, hi, I'm here to deliver a message for you from spirits. And the download that I was getting earlier today was you have to learn the rules in order to break them. And this is something that my professor in college, just a wonderful woman. Her name is Marsha, and maybe that name is a synchronicity for you. But she was referring to fine arts and oil painting and art history, and the reason why you study the classics, and what made them popular and what made these things work is so that you can take all the rules, put your own spin on them, and do your own thing with it. But without understanding the rules, you're kind of just flying blind, right? So the other example that came through for me earlier on today was attorneys, how in law you want to study both sides of the argument, or anytime, I guess this applies to a lot of different fields, but you understand both sides so that you can see what's coming and you can be prepared, right? So I'm getting like a pretty strong throat blockage too while I'm trying to start this. So, okay, take a little sip and let's get to going. I'm getting this deck out, the Silly Goose Tarot. I haven't used it in many, many months, and it's actually pretty personally significant. It's kind of a graduation for my mental health, to be totally honest, to be getting this out. So it's kind of exciting reading. And right now I'm lighting the sage to clear the energy between myself and you, the viewer, to clear our connection. And also I'm going to ask again that I have my crown cleared, please, God, and Archangel Michael, protect the space that we're in, so that we may only receive messages of the highest love and light, of healing, of encouragement, and what is going to be the most uplifting for us over this next period of time together. So let's go. The other thing that came through was you are now prepared for the learning of the rules. And to see whatever this situation is that has you watching tarot videos, whatever question you have on your mind, whatever guidance you feel like you need, right? So let's get the current overall energy. The Queen of Pentacles. How funny, because I myself was just watching a tarot video in which the Queen of Pentacles was pulled. And in this other deck, she was using, the woman was like down on the ground, maybe gardening or painting or something. She was doing something creative, is what I noticed for the Queen of Pentacles. When in a lot of decks, the queen is in her throne, right? Just kind of holding on to the pentacle. In the other deck, she was actually creating the pentacle with her hand. And I think that's sort of the energy that we're moving into, is like less philosophizing and more action. A little less conversation. A little more action, please. Right? The king. Excuse me. Let's take, where do we want to go? Where does the viewer want to go? All right, so I'm getting you have like a list of manifestations, possibly, or like a vision board. And I'm hearing that you've made like a lot of progress, right? So your vision board is not totally out of reach at this moment, but maybe the you from 5 or 6 years ago, like let's think pre-COVID, would never believe where you are listening to this video right now, right? So the thing is about these manifestations, well, let's pull a card on it first before I start. I'm getting like you did a lot of shadow work, right? Like I'm getting that you were creating, you saw manifestations coming in and then decided to go back in for more shadow work. And most likely are just now finding your path again. That's a funny, personally, that's a funny choice of words to come through right now. It's not funny. Excuse me. But you know what I'm also hearing is that, like it's important to get back to the moon cycles. Let's go, I just want to know why Spirit, thank you for these cards. Can we clarify the Eight of Cups on why we're bringing up the shadow work at this time? Because it does feel like a step backwards in the energy here. Temperance. So, I mean, obviously everything is divinely guided. We know that, you know, we trust our guides, we trust Source, we trust the astrology, we trust the path because we've seen it in action, right? We've found our flow state. Or at least we've been in our flow state in the past and we know what it feels like, right? Before we took this dip back down here. So what are we pouring into ourselves like this? So there's like a transmutation here. We can see the cup pouring through, right? Through the goose. And then back into this cup though. So it's kind of getting recycled and recycled. I'm also being drawn to like the amount of wings. And I'm also seeing like spiders, like Black Widow. I'm seeing actually a tarantula like going up somebody's arm, like a pet. Okay, so where are we going with this here? To the King of Pentacles. Well, this is a very interesting reading because this is not where I thought it was going with this. Learn the rules before you break them. I thought it was going to be like a career or like a soul purpose. I thought it was going to be like a soul purpose kind of reading. And I'm hearing that it is. Okay. But I do have the Queen in her prime deciding to go back in for more shadow work in order to get to the King. But still, look at, like, he's got his pentacle up here on the arm of the throne. She's got hers, like, kind of under her wing, sort of, I guess. I'm noticing that he's draped in grapes, which is funny because my other deck, the Queen of Pentacles, is draped in grapes. Hold on, I'm being asked to show the card. Hold on, let me find it. Okay, so this is the deck that I'm referring to when I'm talking about the, well, I was talking about the Queen, but the King also is draped in grapes. How can we see this? See her veil? And then he's totally covered. You can't see his face at all. But those are all grapes. And then I'm actually being guided to share a little story with this. The Earthbound Tarot. So I also got this one on a Kickstarter, and it's created by Earth with Earth pigments. The Earth from where I'm currently living here in New Mexico. Anyway, I thought that was kind of cool. Why am I shuffling these? I'm getting mixed messages right now about whether or not I should share a story. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna keep it to myself for now. But here we go. I'm trying to find the Queen and King of Pentacles in this deck as well. I'm being guided by Spirit to find them. Just fast forward a little bit because I'm not an editor. I don't want to edit. Queen of Coins, here she is. I must have gone past the King, but the Queen of Coins, look at her. Can you see all of it? Let's see. Okay, so she looks like she's in a cave to me. Doesn't she look like she's living in a cave? But like she has a very kind energy. I'm getting very humble. Like nobody would know that she is who she is, right? And not for hiding it, not for being afraid, for being authentic. Here he is. I don't know, maybe these cards are significant to someone. I was drawn to show these images. The King and the Queen of Pentacles, excuse me. When I paused the video, I was asking, you know, in spirit, is this King of Pentacles a business relationship or a platonic relationship, or is it a more romantic relationship? And I heard in all ways, both. The relationship will cover all aspects of life. In all ways, I am yours, is what I heard. In all ways, I am yours. I'm very anti-love reading right now, and I'm a little salty about this. I cannot lie to you. So let's see though. Let's tie it back to the learn the rules in order to break them, right? Let's get a card on what is the next aligned step in these manifestations here. That's what I want to know about. The Nine of Wands in reverse. Well, what I'm going to say about this is there was some kind of very traumatic event that you tried to silver lining your way out of and push your way through and force yourself through, and it caused the period of stagnation, right? The forcing, which was surviving, right? So no hard feelings and no judgments, but it is how it happened, right? So now you've been forced into this period of stagnation to balance that out. And we're coming out of that stagnancy. And what that's going to look like is, well, as I'm lighting the sage, without even thinking about it, I picked it up. You're going to want to practice some kind of protection ritual. You have a lot of people like trying to come at you during your transition period out of this era of your life, I guess. And so, you know, it's important to just make sure that your spiritual hygiene is on point. Make it a routine. Add it to a must-do list every day, you know. Just trying to like balance it up like that. Okay, so that's there. And now I want to say, Spirit, thank you. What is the Queen? What is the viewers? What is the viewer's energy towards herself, right? Like where are we at with this self-love? I want to know. I hear like blockages are being removed, the defenses are coming down, and there's a more healthy way of communicating now after this period of shadow work. A healthy way of communicating your own needs. And I want to go to the King of Pentacles over here. What does he bring to the table, and why are we interested in moving towards a King of Pentacles? Healing. Companionship. And hope. I think this is the energy of the relationship. It's like kicking back and looking at the stars and talking about your hopes and dreams, and yeah. All right, well, let's move on. Let's take another card. The rules of what? What are the rules that we need to know in order to break them? The rules of what aspect of life, please? The King of Wands. Of building. Of creating. Of creating what you see energetically when you meditate, when you go off into what other realms you like to visit, to create it here. I'm hearing dreamlands, dreamscapes, to physically create it for others to witness, right? So that your energy may mix with theirs through your artwork. And I'm also hearing like your relationships, people witnessing your relationships, right? Because we know that with the collective consciousness, witnessing, and this is physics too, right? Like a particle that is being witnessed or watched will behave differently than if it's not. So witnessing these relationships, this art, this interpretation of the astral, and I want to say higher realms with the air quotes, right? Okay, anyway, moving on. Here we go. So the rules of creation, the rules of let's see, discernment, the rules of discernment. Wow, this deck has like a really funky color palette. It's very muted and greenish, and it does appear kind of different in on the screen, but you know, that's pretty much what it is. But yeah, discernment, making sure that as new things influence you from, you know, the external world, that you can remain authentic in your creation. One more, please, to wrap it up. The Queen of Wands. Is this a joke? I'm really kind of getting that your relationship is like what the example is, and that what you build together is, you know, it's not what you're building, it's how you do it in harmony with the other. That you're, it's like telepathy, right? Wow, this was not the reading that I was expecting at all. And I'm being guided to take one more card from this deck, just to give an overall last piece of advice. And if you could please like the video and subscribe. I'm trying to get to my first 100 subscribers. Would be so fun. So if you could help me find my people on YouTube and subscribe, that would be awesome. Anyways, oh, the sun. Okay, so just, oh, okay. So what I'm getting here is like, this is two women, right? But I'm seeing this as the dark and the light coming together to work as one. And this is the astral body, right? The combination of the two from the astral realms. But also the physical manifestation of this. This is not just an astral relationship, okay? And this is sort of like the birthing of the project. Some people, it's going to be obviously a baby, right? We get that. For other people, I think it's going to be, I'm hearing like charity work, like beacon of hope, like helping people level up in some way. And then also I'm hearing like building a house, right? Some of you are going to build a house and a family, very traditional like, and that's wonderful and beautiful, and we love that. Is there anything else then? No, not at this time. Okay. I love you guys, and thank you so much for watching. Thank you for sharing your energy with me.